Yeah, you're on.
Hello.
Yeah.
How's that for what?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you've got your notes, you've got your script, you've got your announcements. Do you have your water?
I do.
Good.
Hmm.
I need to get some.
You don't drink water.
Well, this is true, but I do need to get a drink.
Surprised you don't already have one.
Yeah, it's two thirds gone. Ah, we have more neighbors strolling by.
Well, I don't know. I keep thinking that maybe Drew's going to pull in.
Have you heard from him?
I have not heard from
Oh,
him, but I haven't put a call out to him either.
okay. Well,
But it's been a nice day, so maybe they get to quit on time.
well, it's not always about a nice day. It's about track time,
Well,
and
yeah.
that doesn't have really any bearing on weather. So, who knows?
So he can come strolling in anytime.
Or he may choose to stay overnight, like he did last week.
He may, but he didn't get off the bus till 9 o'clock. No, I don't even think he got off the bus at 9. I think they were just leaving
Yeah.
at 9.
Yep.
Hmm.
All right. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can coax the doggies out of the room so they're not barking on me. Come on, you guys. Come on. Maxwell. Penny. Come on. Come on, guys. Penelope, come. Come on. You guys aren't budging, are you? All right.
They want to be with mommy.
Yep. Just be quiet, you guys. Okay. It's what's your timer say? We got a minute.
A minute.
All right.
Less than.
Okay. Everything's looking good here. I wonder why that camera keeps bouncing out of focus.
It's time.
Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, friends, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. I'll be working off the Pine Log repeater tonight, but we will be networked in with Sassafras, Lookout Mountain, Ball Ground, Crawford, Somerville, Jersey, Madison, McDonough, Noonan, Columbus, Zebulon, Moreland, and Zello. Tonight, our RF coverage area will be in excess of 31,000 square miles. This net takes place every weekday evening at 8 p.m. I would like to thank everyone who has made North Georgia GMRS the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 947 WQIR 514. My name is Julie, and I'm located in Woodstock, Georgia. On the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we would like to know. This is a family based network, so we would encourage you to get your family involved. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address the other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. The use of your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. When signing in, please speak slowly and clearly as you give your tactical unit number, call sign, name, and location. At this time, I'll take check-ins. Any Zello check-ins, please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 104 WQZP 609, Mike in Ackworth, checking in and out.
Okay, Mike is 104. I see.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
This is Atlanta 350 WQNB 686, Jim in Cedartown. Checking in through Zello. If you would, please check me in and out. 73's off.
This is Atlanta 115, WRDQ 678, Brian on Zello from the Floor and Decor building in Marietta.
Was he in and out?
No, I don't believe so.
Net Control is acknowledging Atlanta 104, Mike in Ackworth. Atlanta 350, Jim in Cedartown. Both you gentlemen, I have in and out. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. I also have Atlanta 115, Brian in Marietta. Thank you for checking in. Are there any other Zello check-ins? Please call Net Control now.
Atlanta 174, WREC 95, checking in, mobile from Ackworth.
Atlanta 32, checking in for ball ground. WQQD 005, checking in and out.
I believe that's Chris. And he's in and out.
Net Control is acknowledging Atlanta 174, Dan in Ackworth, and Atlanta 32, Chris in Ball Ground. Chris, I have you as in and out. Thank you for checking in with us tonight. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Pine Log check-ins. Any member wishing to check in through Pine Log, please call Net Control now.
Pine Log?
No?
Sure, why not?
All other repeater check-ins? Whatever.
We don't have any visitors or guests?
This is
Not today.
Okay.
Atlanta 780 WQUV 439, Houston and Austell.
This is Atlanta 445 WQZZ 520, Randy in Dallas.
This is WQXB 554, Atlanta 517, Bob in Dallas. This is Atlanta 91, WQXN 735, Afonso from Marietta, checking in.
This is Atlanta 946, WQYR 514, Justin at Studio B.
Net controls acknowledging Atlanta 780, Houston in Austell, Atlanta 445, Randy in Dallas, Atlanta 517, Bob in Dallas, Atlanta 91, Alfonso in Marietta, and Atlanta 946, Justin sitting right next to me in Studio B. Thank you everyone for checking in with us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and call out for all other repeater check-ins. Any repeater anywhere, please call Net Control now.
3WR, that's 4, Donald from Blairsville, Georgia.
This is Noonan 40 WQZW 444 coming to you from the outskirts of beautiful Chattahoochee Hills.
From where?
Missed it.
20 WQYJ 536 and LJ checking in Sassafras.
Who is that?
Atlanta 20, Tom Watley.
Hey, Donna 22, WRCR 952, Tim in beautiful downtown Stockbridge checking into the net. Good evening, everyone.
What? Net control is acknowledging Atlanta 253, Donald in Blairsville. Noonan 40, Larry. Larry, I didn't quite catch where you were at. I'm sorry, my friend. We have Atlanta 20, Tom in LJ, and McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge. Is there anybody I missed or anybody else wishing to check in? Any repeater anywhere? Please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 261, Scott checking in.
WRCD 630, Atlanta 33, Ricky up in Jasper. I'll be in and out tonight, too. Hope you'll have a good evening.
What is going on with my keyboard?
I don't know.
Did Ricky say he was in and out?
I believe he did.
But I don't think that you was able to hear me. This is WRFG 361, Atlanta 46. Just making sure I'm on the list.
Nope, we didn't have him on the list.
No, we didn't.
All right.
All right, Net Control is acknowledging Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs. Atlanta 33, Ricky in Jasper. Ricky, I didn't catch if you were in and out. And also Atlanta 46, Michael in Logansville. Thank you for that. And with that, I'm going to I want to take a quick break and make an announcement. We had originally scheduled our meet and greet for this year on March 21st at 6 p.m. up in Austell at the Wallace Barbecue. And if you don't have Facebook or you haven't had an opportunity to get on there, I want to let you know that we have decided to err on the side of caution, and we're going to go ahead and cancel that meet and greet. But don't despair. We'll definitely reschedule another one sometime here soon in the near future. But in the meantime, something to keep in mind, we may have a very interesting alternative to the meet and greet, scheduled still for March 21st at 6 p.m. So stay tuned. We'll have details to come. So the meet and greet at the restaurant is canceled, but we are in the process of putting something else together.
That makes me so sad.
A special radio program for March 21st at 6 p.m. And we will keep you informed as those plans continue to come together. So with that, let me break.
A special radio event?
Special radio event. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and begin our informal comments, beginning with Atlanta 104, Mike in Ackworth. He was in and out. And Atlanta 350, Jim in Cedartown, also in and out. Hope you gentlemen are doing well, and I hope you're enjoying this nice weather today. It actually got above 70 degrees today. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but it seemed pretty warm.
It was beautiful. All right. So that brings us to Atlanta 115, Brian, right here in Marietta. Good evening, Brian. How are you doing tonight?
Well, good evening, Miss Julie, and good evening to the net. I hope everybody's doing well. Nothing too crazy to report. We're just working here in the night shift here, putting some offices in. The house is doing pretty well, but we're excited. Well, at least we know that we were looking forward to the meet and greet, but we're excited to hear that something else is being planned and that there's some hope. That's very exciting to hear.
Absolutely. As we're starting to plan this special net event, I think it's going to be a great time. We've got some great ideas that are swirling around, and you'll definitely have to tune in. It'll be interesting for sure. And maybe if it goes well, we may kind of do this more often throughout the year. So, yeah.
Or it may fall on its face and we'll never do it again.
Well, that's true too.
It's hard to say.
Wah. But anyway, Brian, if you're working tonight, how is it that you're talking on the radio?
It's kind of one of the perks of being the site superintendent. I can just put my guys all on cruise control. They all know what they're doing. So I just kind of walk, and I get to say hello to everybody and nod my head and make sure everything's doing well. So one of the few perks I have, I do love my job. The hours can be very crazy. I can have plenty of double shifts. There's many a times in 7 days a week, but it pays the bills, it keeps the wife happy, and it keeps a roof over my head and food on the table. So it gives me those little extra perks. Since I get those crazy hours, I can kind of do once I want, as long as my guys know what they're doing.
I love it, Brian. Where do I sign up? Yep, I totally get it. So very cool. I don't have a job that cool. I'm kind of under the microscope, and God forbid I have my radio on at the desk.
You're kind of the bottom of the bus inspector, are you not?
Yeah, I never quite heard it put that way, but yes, I am
They
the
throw
bottom
you under
of the
there all the
bus
time.
inspector. Yes, they do. Matter of fact, they did today. Holy cow! I'm still a little scorned over that. But anyway, Brian, this is about you, not about me. So glad you're doing well, my friend. Glad everything's going okay over there. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. And as I said earlier, stay tuned because we will definitely have more details about that special net event for March 21st. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our friend Atlanta 174, Dan in Ackworth. Good evening, Dan. Gotta love that Zello delay.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to fill the gap The trouble is you can't fill the gap on the air, so everybody on the radio is like, what's going on?
Yeah, everybody's hanging. Well, I don't know what happened to our friend 174, Dan. He may have had to step away from Zello, not quite sure. But Dan, rest assured, we'll get back to you in a little bit. With that, I'm going to move on. We have Atlanta 32, Chris in ball ground, and Chris was in and out. Thank you, Chris, for checking in with us tonight. It is great knowing that you are out there and you're listening in. We have Atlanta 780, Houston in Austell also listening in. Good evening, Houston. How are you doing tonight?
Hi, good evening, Julie. Good evening to the rest of the net. Doing good. Can't complain. Well, we could, but it don't do any good. We made our trip down to Atlanta today and got the staples out of this knee, so maybe everything will get limber and get to where I can move his knee a little bit better now. Yeah, I'm kind of glad you canceled the get together. I was unsure the other night. I know Justin and I talked about it. But after going down to Atlanta and seeing what all I had to go through just to get into the VA, it's probably not a good idea to have a large gathering anywhere now. I can't wait to hear what y'all got planned for the same day. Back to you, Miss Julie.
Well, Houston, I'm glad you got them staples out. I know that's got to feel a little bit better. Hopefully, you'll be able to get up on that thing in no time. The swelling will go down and it'll start feeling better for you. I know this has been quite a process for you, my friend, but hey, you'll have two good knees now when it's all said and done.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Mona won't be able to keep up with you when it's all said and done. But yes, what a bummer that we had to cancel the meet and greet up there in your backyard, but we'll have to definitely put that on the side burner for next time, because that is one place we definitely want to host it at.
And certainly when this coronavirus thing blows over, and I'm certain it will in relatively short order, then we'll take a look at the landscape and see about rescheduling an event, and hopefully we can do it right there at the barbecue place in Austell. I don't see why we have to change venues.
Right.
We'll just change our date. No
Absolutely.
big deal. It'll be fun.
Agreed. So very cool stuff. Well, thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Houston. And yeah, we've got some pretty big plans that are swirling around for Special Net.
They're not that big.
But it'll be fun.
It will be fun.
So nonetheless, thank you for checking in with us tonight, Houston. Hope you and Mona have a wonderful evening. With that, we'll move on to our friend Atlanta 445, Randy in Dallas. Good evening, Randy. How are you and Linda doing?
Hello, Julie, and the rest of the net. I'm having to keep the knob twisted tonight. I'm way physically closer to Pine Log than I am Sassafras, but I can't hear you on Pine Log, and I can't reach the Sassafras machine, so I have to flip over to Sassafras to monitor the net, then switch back over to Pine Log to transmit. So if I go off the air, it's because I switched to the wrong channel, which is not hard for me to do. But everything's doing fine here, just getting acclimated to kind of staying out of the world. Talked to Jamie right before the net, and she goes to school in Cobb County, and they're going to be closed the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow they're going to learn how to teleeducate.
Wow.
So that's going to be interesting, so they can continue their studies and stuff online. So she's excited, not excited. Trying to looking forward to learning a whole new way of going to school tomorrow. But trust things work out, and they all stay healthy and stay well. Good to check in on the net tonight, and like I said, don't understand. I'm gonna reset. Not sure what's happening on the receive, but I've been hearing people talk on Pine Log throughout the day today from time to time, and I copy them clear, but can't hear anybody off of it tonight, just a little bit of static. All right, I'm going to back out of here, let you continue on down your road. Atlanta 445, WQZZ 520.
Well, very good, Randy. I'm sorry that you're struggling to hear us tonight. Not quite sure what that's all about, because yeah, you sound real good coming through here. And I know last week we didn't have any problems whatsoever communicating. So not sure what's going on, but hopefully you can get out there this weekend. Maybe it just that antenna needs a little tweaking again. Hard telling, but always a project for sure. But yes, Randy, I heard about Cobb County schools and that being closed for the next 2 weeks, and that's going to be a bit interesting. Thinking about all them families that have little kids and not quite sure how, that's going to affect them being able to go to work, quite honestly. So we may see a lot more than schools closed over this. It'll be interesting. Time will tell. But again, I think it's a smart move, and maybe if enough places do this, we can shut this virus down quickly. So anyway, Randy, you stay safe over there, and enjoy your radio. You can definitely reach out to people that way. So we'll catch up with you real soon, Randy. You take care, my friend. With that, we have Atlanta 517, Bob in Dallas. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Julie. Good evening, everybody. The Pine Log seems to be fine out this direction, so Randy may have an antenna issue to work on there a little bit, but not a whole lot to report from here. We're also looking to have a tower lowering party on the 21st, hopefully. If anybody's interested, I got a tower down in McDonough to take down, about 60-footer, so we're trying to gear up for that. If anybody's interested, get a hold of me, and I'll give you the details.
That's
but other than that,
gear.
not much going on. Just trying to stay busy at work. We're making all kinds of contingency plans and whatnot, of course. So just normal business.
I hear that, Bob. Yep. Sounds like a lot of places are putting together a contingency plan. But yeah, Justin was excited to hear about your tower lowering party. He said we could break out my climbing gear. So, oh my goodness. So if you need to borrow some, we've got it for sure. Anyway, good talking to you, Bob. With that, I'm going to move on to our friend Atlanta 91, Alfonso in Marietta. Good evening, Alfonso.
How you doing tonight? How's the net doing? Just having fun at home, day off, trying to figure out what's going to happen with everything that's going on, and just working like a dog doing some other project at home. Other than that, just standing by. Too bad you guys had to cancel the party, but we have alternatives, I think.
Absolutely, Alfonso. Yeah, we were disappointed in doing that, but, we'll have another one, and we'll definitely schedule one there for sure next time. So we're just going to postpone it for a little while. But, yeah, we've got other plans that are in motion, so you'll definitely have to check in, keep that date on your calendar for sure. So, Alfonso, don't you typically work in Atlanta and work with a lot of these sporting events and whatnot?
That is correct. I work directly with the NBA, a lot of the sporting events, and they shut everything down last night. It was surprising. League Pass was shut down today. Also, lacrosse was shut down. So a lot of the events. March Madness was also shut down.
Yeah, it was.
And that's in the billions. So it's very surprising what happened. First we ever seen this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all pretty surprised by this. So, um, yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. Now, what you do downtown, is that just kind of like a part-time gig, or is this going to impact you a little bit larger than that?
I've been in TV for 19 years. I'm a master control operator, and that's what I do for a living. I run live games. I also sit on the switchboard, and it's not going to affect me at all. We're going to go to probably a short emergency team. I think that's what they're getting ready to do, and do minimum people at work. And if they do that, I'll stay home. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad that it's not going to affect you too much, that you'll be able to stay home and maybe enjoy just hanging out at the house and spending some time with your wife. So I'm sure she's not going to complain, that's for sure.
Or maybe she will.
Well, no, Justin.
I guess that's just you.
Yeah, that's just me. But anyway, Alfonso, it is good talking to you, my friend. Stay well over there and stay tuned for details for March 21st. And that brings us to my other half, Atlanta 946. Justin, sitting right next to me in Studio B.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I guess, yeah. Well, thanks for everybody coming out tonight, hanging out with us on the air. It's great to hear from you. And, yeah, I haven't really thought too much about what I've got to say. I'm really kind of bummed about the whole barbecue thing. I thought we were going to have a great time at that. But, you know, at the same time, there's no reason we can't plan on doing this still. We'll just pick another date. We'll wait for things to blow over. And when they do, we're gonna get together. Meanwhile, we have some things in the work. We don't have any details yet. So all we know is that we're going to come on the air Saturday, March 21st at 6 p.m. and we're going to have a great time. So I hope that many of you who are planning to attend the barbecue will hang out with us on the radio instead. Back to you.
All right, very good. So, yeah. My husband can never remain speechless for too long, so he doesn't have to think about what to say. It's already kind of preformed in his mind.
Most of what I say has already been said before I think about it.
All right, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to our friend Atlanta 253, Donald in Blairsville. Good evening, Donald. How are you doing over there?
And good evening to the rest of the net. Just had the dog here today, and that's all I have to report.
Well, very good, Donald. I'm sure you're enjoying some companionship with that dog over there. I know the last we talked, you were home alone. So what kind of trouble have you been getting yourself into?
I didn't get into any trouble.
That's hard for me to believe, Donald, but we'll go ahead. It's your story. We'll let you stick to it. So how's your knee doing? I know it was giving you some trouble the other day.
Welled up.
All right. So is it any better today?
Welled up today.
Gotcha. All right. Well, maybe you need to work on some upholstery on that couch right now. So you take care, Donald.
Well, yes, Donald is he's coming to us over the air through the sassafras repeater. Are you in Blairsville?
Yeah.
Just go on. Just go on.
All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to Noonan 40. Larry, I think you're in Noonan, Larry. What's going on in your part of the world?
Good evening, Julie, and I just want to say I'm glad that you let Justin come inside the house this week. Earlier I said that I'm coming to you from the outskirts of the beautiful city of Chattahoochee Hills.
Oh.
You may not be familiar with that city. I'll break. Anyway, Chattahoochee Hills is an incorporated area in the very tip of South Fulton County that they incorporated to prevent the area from being developed. And that keeps that area nicely rural. So that's great. They just a few minutes ago announced that the Coweta County schools here are going to be closed for the next few weeks. So an early spring break. Just we should get spring weather. So that's a lot of stuff going on down here. Let me pause here, and I'll have something you may find interesting. One of the local funeral homes has announced that, in keeping with the coronavirus restrictions, that they are going to do online streaming or live streaming of funerals. I don't know if live streaming is the right term or it should be dead streaming, but that's what they're going to do. You can stay in the privacy of your own home and view your dearly departed.
That's horrible.
That's coming about. So it's all the strange things that are occurring with this. And as somebody said a while ago, they may not be playing basketball, but they're still March Madness. So that's what's going on here with
Would that be live streaming or dead streaming?
Unit 41
That's
is in
what
the
he
room
said.
as well. So we will pass it back to you. This is Unit 40 WQZW 444.
Unbelievable, Larry. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that whole live streaming, dead streaming, at the funeral home of your loved one. Yeah, I don't. That's a very unsettling thought. I don't like it at all. Yeah, March Madness for sure. But they were kind of talking about, the possibility of canceling our son's ceremonies and maybe streaming that on Facebook as well. So we haven't received the official word, just something that we definitely need to kind of plan for, and we'll get official word here pretty soon, but it's disappointing nonetheless. So
If that's all we can do is watch his ceremony being streamed, then under in light of the current circumstances, I get it. I'm not happy about it,
right, same
but
here.
I also have concerns about traveling to the base and all the other people that would be there. So it's a mixed bag for sure.
It is. Yep. So crazy stuff. If we have all these schools that are closing down at the same time, I just think we're going to see a huge impact on our, workers in the restaurants and in the stores and, all throughout, because if you've got young ones at home, you can't go to work. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this.
Well, there's no doubt that there's going to be an impact, in terms of the economy and people's lives, and yeah, this is shaping up to be a very big deal. But we just need to be careful and proceed with caution. And yeah, that's why we canceled the event next Saturday. We just want to be careful. We don't want to take any unnecessary risks.
But the cool thing is we do have the radio hobby, and we can still socialize at a what they call it, social distancing.
Yes.
So yeah, I think this will work out quite well for our radio friends.
We have 31,000 square miles of social distancing.
That's right. But anyway, it's good hearing from you, Larry. You're sounding good over there. So I'm glad that you checked in with us this evening. With that, we're going to move on to Atlanta 20, Tom in LJ. Good evening, Tom. How are you doing tonight?
And Justin on the sidekick there. Nice to hear you, and nice to partake in the net. I'm not always able to make it, but I'm there in spirit, and I finally got into mounting a permanent mobile in the truck, and I've got a base here now, and that way I can just put the HT aside and use it when I'm out in the yard or something. So I'm a little more active there with the GMRS. I have to make a run down to Florida next week, and the sassafras machine with the same PL. There's a open GMRS down there that's up about 700 feet, and when you're in Florida, that's pretty darn high. And so I have to go down there for business next week. So it'll be a lot of fun just to take my HT with me and use it. But you guys always do a good job. I follow you on Facebook. I check in, and I know Justin and I sometimes talk back and forth. So you guys do a terrific job, and I thank you for your service. Let's see, Atlanta 20 WQIJ 536. Turn it back over to Net Control. Thanks for all you do.
Well, thank you, Tom, for that. And, it's our members that make this fun for us. So we definitely look forward to getting on here and hanging out with you guys. So appreciate you checking in with us tonight, Tom. And, safe travels, my friend, to Florida. You'll have to touch back in with us when you get back and let us know how things go down there. So hopefully the weather will cooperate with you, and you'll have a real nice time. You'll have some fun, I'm sure, with your HT and hitting the repeater down there. So we've done that when we've traveled, and when we've traveled out of our area of, getting permission to get on the other repeaters. And, some of those other repeaters, some of the way that they do things, it's rather interesting nonetheless. So.
Hey, you're ringing.
I'm ringing. Justin, I'm going to pass it over to you. It's my brother,
Oh.
so I'm going to take it and
okay,
have you take it over.
Yeah, let me see where we're at here. Okay, let me see if I can find the page I'm looking for and see where we're at. Thank you, Tom, for your comments. Appreciate you hanging out with us and hope you have a great time in Florida. And be sure and let us know about your adventures when you come back. Next on the list, we have McDonough 22, Tim in Stockbridge. Tim, are you going to hang out with us this evening?
Yes, Justin. I'm still here hanging out, listening to everybody. Don't have a whole lot to report, just working through the week and trying to make sense of all the stuff that's going on and trying to figure out exactly what it's going to mean for everybody, as I'm sure everybody else is doing. Got off work today. I don't have to go back to work till Monday. Fortunately, I'm working close to home and in a situation where I don't have to, mingle with the public a whole lot. And I have ate out a couple of times this week still, and, still went to the grocery store and doing all the normal things do, just taking that precaution, washing the hands, and doing all the things they're saying, and hope this thing doesn't get as bad as some of them are telling us it will. But other than that, all is well down in Stockbridge, and I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, Tim. Well, it's great to hear from you, and yeah, I hear you. You got to be careful. Make sure you exercise the hand washing and the social distancing. People still have a tendency to want to shake hands. We had some vendors come in the building today, and they wanted to shake hands and they wanted to meet and greet, and they were told, you need to go. You need to not be here. And if you have business conduct with us, you can do it over the telephone or the internet or webcast or things of that nature. But we're not even allowing vendors to come to the building at the railroad right now. So it is a challenging time, and it will have some pretty significant impacts, I think, for a lot of us. And hopefully we are all prepared and are able to get through this. Once we get through this, I think things will get back to normal pretty quick, and we'll be able to all take a look back and say, man, that was something. But for now, we need to be careful, and I appreciate that you're taking things very seriously down there. Looks like Julie is off the phone, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up with Tim, and I'm going to hand it over to Julie to go on to 261.
Thank you for that, Justin. Yep, that was my brother, so sorry for the interruption, guys. Yeah, he's working there in Alabama. He lives in Michigan, but he is working down in Alabama, has been for a couple months, and he's been staying with us over the weekend because just too far for him to go home. So anyway, with that, we'll go ahead and move on.
Well, what's the deal? Is he coming tonight or?
He is coming tonight.
All
He
right.
is en route, and he said he'll be in around 10.
Fantastic.
10:30.
I'll be in bed.
Yep, he said he'll come in quietly.
All right.
So all right. So with that, we'll go ahead and move on to Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs. Good evening, Scott.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Net Control, Miss Julie, Mr. Justin. It will be cool for the Smoky Mountain Trivia that we used to get propagation on. But looking forward to that. I had 17 comments, and I'll just keep it short and sweet. Hope everybody is doing well. Went to Kroger to get a 2032 battery for a rebuild on a computer with my young man, and the lines were crazy. The bread is still intact. The cheese aisle is still intact, and the most important thing, they had plenty of ribeye steaks. So, and this is right in Holly Springs, but it was crazy. So, thank you, Net Control. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much.
I'll bet the beer and Pop-Tarts were gone. That's what we usually find at the Walmart over here, is that the beer and the Pop-Tarts are gone.
Oh, my golly. Yeah, you know, you got to have the essentials at home. So, anyway, I hear you, Scott. I'm sure that the stores are really crazy right now with schools shutting down. Parents are probably panicking about what they're going to feed their kids while they're home. So, yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to get out in that madness. I think we're just going to make do with what we have, and, you know, that's that. So, hopefully, we've got enough to get us through.
We got 5 chickens.
We do have 5 chickens and 3 dogs. So
yeah.
Anyway, glad you made it home from that madness, Scott. Glad everybody's doing okay on your home front. So glad you checked in with us too, my friend. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Atlanta 3-3, Ricky in Jasper. Good evening, Ricky. How are things going for you?
That was Davis's number. Maybe Ricky was in and out.
Maybe. Atlanta 3-3, Ricky, are you still in there with us?
Did Ricky lose that number?
Oh, jeez. You gonna break out in song now?
It's in my head.
I am sure. All right, I guess Ricky was in and out, or he had to step away. Either way, thank you, Ricky, for checking in with us tonight. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll go ahead and move on to one of our newest members, Atlanta 46, Michael in Loganville. Good evening, Michael. How are you doing tonight?
Doing good, doing really good. Yeah, I've been watching the news and hearing about some of the craziness in these stores going around, so I was kind of interested in listening tonight what everybody else's stories were. I've got a friend that he became a new member last week. I got him talking to that. He's only got a 5-watt radio, so he's at home right now and he can't reach the repeater with that little radio. So I've just about got him ready to pull the trigger on a better radio, give him a little bit more output and be able to reach us and join us on the Thursdays. So just kind of giving a little shout out to Atlanta 79. He's a new member as well. But I'm about 3 weeks in here, so I greatly appreciate y'all having me on, and and I really look forward to this every Thursday. So thank y'all very much.
Well, outstanding, Michael. Yeah, we love growing the way that we are, and we're glad that you found us here. You're part of the family now, my friend. So it's nice to hear that your friend Atlanta 79 is, has joined us as well. So I don't know if you've pointed him in the direction of our web page, but Gary Atlanta 60, he sells quite a bit of radios, and they're already pre-programmed with our repeaters and everything in there, so they're all ready to go, and you get a excellent price. And that's the way Justin and I have purchased the bulk of the radios that we have. So curious, have you had an opportunity to look at anything that Gary has?
No, I haven't looked at those yet. Is that just on the North Georgia GMRS website?
Yes, it is. There is a particular tab for the store. You'll be able to go on there and take a look at what he has available. And as I said, he's already gone through them, cleaned them up, made sure that they are in fine working order, and has programmed all of our repeaters into it. So, you just plug it in and go.
Currently on the store, well, it's been a couple days since I've looked, so it may have changed, but the last that I saw, he has a TK880H, which is a 40-watt radio. It's the radio you have in a Jeep.
Mm-hmm. Excellent radio.
It's an excellent radio, and he's got that. I think it was $95, and then he's got an 8360, which is the radio that you're using right now, which is a brand new radio, and I believe the price on that is $360. So you'd have to go to the web page and see for sure. But if you go to our web page and go to the store page and scroll back past the membership levels, is where you'll start to see some of the radios. Now his inventory is a little bit low right now, but if you're looking for a radio, start there. And if he doesn't have what you need, we have some other members that have radios for sale, and I might even have a radio for sale here pretty soon. So we'll see what comes out of that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll look into that. I know right now he recently had a birthday, so he's got a lot of Amazon gift cards. So right now I think the only way he can get one right now is get one online through there. But when I go to look for, upgrading mine, or, if he wants to upgrade from that one, that's definitely the first place that we're going to check him out at.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, it'd be definitely worth looking into. So you say your friend Atlanta 79 just had a birthday. Well, didn't you just have a birthday too?
That's correct. My birthday was on March 5th. His was February. Oh, he's going to shoot me because I don't remember the exact day. I want to say February 12th. That's the best I can remember. But yeah, so we both have birthdays pretty close to each other. We actually grew up in Lawrenceville together, 2 houses down from each other. So I've known him ever since my first day of kindergarten. I remember.
Oh my golly.
Bus stop, so I've known him for as long as I can remember. So.
Well, that is very cool. There's not too many people that can say that they've stayed connected with their buddies from kindergarten, so that's amazing. Very cool stuff, Michael. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us tonight. And yeah, definitely get on there and poke around our webpage and see what we have in stock in the stores. So cool stuff, Michael. It is always good hearing you come on the air here with us. So thank you so much for that. And I look forward to talking to your buddy Atlanta 79 real soon. And with that, we're at the end of the list, so we'll go ahead and call out for any late check-ins, any repeater anywhere, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor. So if you have any questions or comments, now's your time. That control is standing by.
This is?
There he is.
Atlanta 57 WQZC 82, Andrew in Holly Springs checking in.
This is Atlanta 911 WRAS 515, Cassandra in Woodstock. And Julie, let me know if I am not transmitting clearly, and I'll just be in and out then.
Late check-in from Noonan 25, Joe, and Noonan 26, Mary Catherine. We are WRCL 957.
Yeah, Noonan, this is Noonan 40 when you get to the casual comments.
Noonan 40 with a comment. He says acknowledge your check-ins first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Net Control's acknowledging Atlanta 57, Andrew in Holly Springs, Atlanta 911, Cassandra in Woodstock. Cassandra, you were coming through just fine. I also have Noonan 25 and Noonan 26, Joe and Mary Catherine. Thank you all for checking in with us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take it to Noonan 40, Larry, for your comment. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, thanks, Julie. Just a couple more things. One is that, I don't know if you've heard, is that the NASCAR race is going to be run at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It just won't, there won't be any people there watching it. NASCAR runs for the TV crowd, and that's where their money comes from, so they're going to run the race, just nobody there. And if somebody had a pallet of toilet paper, that they might be willing to part with some of it. Anybody interested? Noonan 40, back to net control.
What was that? All right, Larry. Well, thank you for all that. Yes, I did hear about NASCAR canceling having any spectators, but still having the race nonetheless. And I heard that all the people who have already come down there in their travel trailers and RVs and whatnot, they're not allowed in, but they're planning on staying put and just I guess watching it from outside the fence. So anyway, it'll be interesting for sure. I would think that for our sports teams and race car drivers and everything, that would be a weird feeling to be playing in a empty stadium.
Well, NASCAR has experienced that on a number of occasions where they'll have rain delays and they'll end up finishing the race on a Monday, and there's only a handful of people that are able to stay.
That is true.
But this is going to be probably different still because even in those situations, they've got a handful of fans in the stand, whereas now they're going to be almost no one.
I think their family members are allowed in there, and that's it.
Yeah, and obviously the media and
right.
TV crews and that
right.
sort of thing. All of the NASCAR officials will be there, but
right.
And all the team support and stuff will be there. But yeah, it'll be a very different thing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It will. All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Atlanta 57, Andrew in Holly Springs. Good evening, Andrew. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, Julie, and everyone on the net. Oh boy, what a difference a week makes from the last net. It was kind of funny. I think I made mention of a little bit of this with work and maybe slowing things down and whatnot. And it's kind of funny I said that because look, the first domino dropped, and then goodness, they're all falling. So, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to make it through one way or the other. And yeah, I'm curious how it's going to affect us at work. Also, we did pick up a little bit, and then the bottom just fell out. So, we'll see what happens, and we'll just do the best we can. And as far as like the NASCAR race, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Not any spectators at the venue. It's going to be pretty odd, I would think, for everyone involved is there. No cheering, no nothing, just interesting. I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't know what it would feel like. I've never been on that type of stage, but I just can imagine it'd be kind of odd. So All good over on this end, though. Family's good. So, hey, we're going to keep plugging along, and let's see what happens. Back to net control.
Yep. Outstanding, Andrew. That's all we can do is just plug along and hang in there for the long haul and see what happens, see how everything shakes out. But I'm glad to hear that you and the family are doing well. I'm sure you guys are going to get creative in entertaining those kids around the house. Or maybe they'll be entertaining you. Who knows? But yeah, good talking to you, Andrew. Yeah, holy cow. A week sure did change a lot. And I think we're in for some more surprises. So it's just one of those things we just got to do the best we can. So, but at least we got radio. So we can still talk to one another just as much as we want. So I think that we'll probably be pretty busy here in the next few weeks. But anyway, Andrew, you guys take care over there, and we'll catch up with you real soon. We'll go ahead and move on to our friend Atlanta 911, Cassandra, right here in Woodstock. Good evening, Cassandra.
Good evening, Justin, Julie, and everybody else on the net. Just another normal day over here, although I did take the new puppy to the neurologist today to find out what's going on with his stigma, and really it's going to be about another $3,000 in testing to really define what it is. So looking at other options for him now. Real estate is taking everything in stride with everything going on. We've canceled pretty much everything we can cancel and doing everything we can just with clients and doing everything virtually. Fortunately, I don't have any kids at home, don't have any elderly family members close, and I get to work from home as much as I want, but I might be taking off and doing some photography tomorrow. So seeing how the weather pans out, I'm just going to take it day by day and enjoy life. And back to you.
Well, that sounds excellent, Cassandra. I think, working from home is something that you're kind of used to doing. You're allowed to sleep in as late as you want and go to bed when you want and run around and show houses whenever you want.
Until she gets hungry, then she has to go to work.
Right. Oh, my golly. So, yeah. Sounds like you're living the dream, my friend, living the dream. But holy cow, another $3,000 for testing with that dog. That's unbelievable. And when it's a foster like what you're doing, what do you do in a situation like that? The place that you got it from, are they going to pay the money for that? Or is this just something that, you got to dig into your pocket for?
Well, he was an owner surrender, and he's not really with a rescue. I'm just kind of evaluating and taking on the responsibility until we figure out where he's going to go. So an MRI is roughly about 2,000. Blood work is about 700. At this point, we're going to see if we can get a better quote on blood work. There's basically three results to this. One, it's just an infection and can be treated with medicine. That's the best scenario. The other one is it will progressively get worse, and he'll need to be put down in a relatively short period of time due to his young age. They expect it would progress quickly. The third is it's just an issue that he'll deal with, and he'll live a long, happy life without any kind of recourse. But so we're going to see if we can get some blood work done a little bit cheaper elsewhere and take it day by day and go from there.
Wow, that sounds like a lot that you got on your plate over there dealing with that little pup. You got to get him well if you're going to, get him to the point where he's adoptable. So hopefully you guys will be able to figure it out. But the one thing I know for sure is you've got an awful lot of connections, and with as long as you've been involved with animal rescue and everything, I know you got a lot of connections out there. So the one thing I'm sure of is that you're going to find the best care for that dog. So Yeah, I'll have to keep my fingers crossed, and you'll have to keep me posted on how things progress over there. So that's a bummer to hear for sure. But anyway, you enjoy tomorrow. I hope the weather is nice for you. And I'll be looking forward to seeing those pictures that you post when it's all said and done. But good talking to you, my friend. It's nice to actually hear you on the air and not have you all covered up in static and noise in the background. So I don't know where you're sitting at, but it's a good spot. Make sure you sit there again next time. So we'll catch up with you later. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to our friend Noonan, 25 and 26, Joe and Mary Catherine. Good evening, Joe. How are things going for you?
Thanks, Julie. Going well. Busy night. I was multitasking. Had a state Oxcom online meeting. Had a Fayette County Aries meeting. Listening to Zello on the side. Mary Catherine and I are looking forward to collaborating with you and Justin on the dinner alternative event. So I won't say any more than that, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Hope you guys are doing well and washing your hands. Back to you.
Outstanding, Joe. Yes, we're doing just fine over here. And yeah, washing hands. I have washed my hands so much that they are having a reaction, and they're both broken out pretty bad with some sort of rash, I guess, an allergic reaction. I don't know, but I'm doomed. It is what it is, but yeah, definitely looking forward to talking to you and Mary Catherine. Justin was sharing some of the things that you guys were brainstorming about, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun for our members, and yeah. Maybe this is something that we can do more often. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm definitely excited for sure. All right. And with that, I'm at the end of my list, so
at the end of your rope.
Yeah, that too. But I'm going to go ahead and call out for late check-ins. This will be last call, but last call for late check-ins and additional comments. Net control standing by.
This is Atlanta 263, Jennifer from Holly Springs, checking in.
Awesome.
Donna 22 has an additional comment for net control when you get around to it.
Net control is acknowledging Atlanta 263, Jennifer in Holly Springs. I'm going to go ahead and take Jennifer's comment, and then I'll get to McDonough 22. So, hey, Jennifer, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing just fine, Julie. It's really good to hear everybody. I have been listening pretty much the whole time. Just been busy getting some stuff together for the rescue, getting some plans together for the cats that are at the PetSmarts, and making sure our volunteers are taken care of, and just trying to process everything that's going on. It's pretty wild out there. So we're hoping our trip to Universal doesn't get disrupted, but I have a feeling we may need to make a new plan for that. I hate that for the kids, but might be out of my control. My brother's wedding is next weekend. Don't know what's going to happen with that. Have a lot of people coming from Ohio, so I'm not sure.
Oh, my God.
But that's just where we're at. And I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to everybody soon.
Oh my golly, Jennifer. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a lot of things up in the air right now. It's a little bit unsettling, that's for sure. So, I don't know about Universal. Is that something that you guys are planning on doing like for spring break?
Yes, we are supposed to go the week of April 4th. So I know that Disney World has now shut down.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Universal might follow suit. I'm just not really sure, but I'm kind of hoping if they shut down now, maybe they'll be open by the time it's time for us to go. So we'll just have to wait and see. It's day by day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to say what they're going to do at this point. Disney World, that is out in California, and I think that they have a lot more cases. Therefore, that's why they went ahead and closed down Disney World. I have not heard about, um, or actually, that's Disneyland out in California. I don't know that Disney World in Florida has shut down, but I believe it's Disneyland in California, and I could be mistaken on that. But anyway, it's big stuff to have a park like that of that magnitude to actually close down like that. But yeah, you're right. If they close down, maybe all this will pass by the time April 4th comes around. So it's hard telling. It's one of those things you're just going to have to wait and see, I suppose. But what a bummer about the wedding. Can you imagine being the bride and groom right now having to go through that? That would just be horrible. So, yeah, we will definitely have to keep our fingers crossed and say lots of prayers. So, I hope that that all works out one way or another, Jennifer. So, but thank you to you for taking care of all those little kittens and the volunteers. And, I know that's something that you enjoy doing, and it's something that needs to be done. So, thank you for all that, Jennifer, and thank you for checking in with us tonight. Glad to hear you on the air, and glad to see that you guys are doing fine over there. So stay well, my friend. Look forward to talking to you again real soon. With that, we'll go ahead and move on to McDonough 22. Tim, you had a couple of more things you'd like to say, so go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, Julie. I was just sitting here listening and thinking about the NASCAR race thing. And back in the early 2000s, I used to do freelance reporting for a sports website, a racing website, which gave me passes, pit passes, garage passes, press passes. I had everything that CNN had. I could go anywhere I wanted to. And it's not going to be that different in the race for the drivers because they can't hear the crowd anyway. They can see people as they go around the turns, of course, but they can't hear anything. But what's really going to be different is during the festivities and up to the beginning of the race, there's like hundreds of people on pit row and in the garage area back there, just hundreds of people walking around with passes, talking to the drivers. Then there's the press and everybody else. So that's going to be really strange. It's going to be like a ghost town out there in the pits and on the garages compared to what it normally would be. So that's the upcoming part of the race is going to be really strange for the people that are there. I was just thinking of how like a ghost town it's going to seem to everybody out there. But anyway, it's going to be strange. I guess the people that are out in the outfield and that have brought their campers and all that stuff down, they're going to sit out there in their campers and watch it on TV. And you can actually see more watching it on TV than you can in the stands anyway.
That is true.
When I had the passes, we always go inside the press booth outside and inside and watch the race on TV when it was going on around us, all out there on the track. But anyway, that was my comment. Just thinking about how that's going to be, and I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Tim. Thank you for sharing that perspective on that. But I know exactly what you mean in regard to, you can see a lot more on TV than you can actually out there in the stadium, unless you go to Bristol. Bristol, that track is so small you can see every single turn, and it doesn't matter what part of the track that you're on. But yeah, the thing that you lose though with watching anything on TV, whether it's NASCAR or basketball or football, watching it on TV versus being out there in the stadium is, the atmosphere, being out there, you feed off of the excitement and enthusiasm of all the fans, and it's totally different.
Well, we were in the stands at Daytona when who was it that ran into the back of the jet dryer?
Oh yeah. Yes, that's right.
Just the kind of a thing that being there and seeing the fire and seeing what happened as a result of that, it's just not the same as it would have been if you'd seen it on TV. Pointed and laughed, and you just said, "Look at that dummy! What he did." But it was just a different experience being there live.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm sure it's gonna feel very bizarre for the few that are there. Very, very different for sure. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully this doesn't last long. So yeah. Well, thank you for that, Tim. And with that, again, I mean it. This is it. This is last call for any late check-ins and any additional comments. Net control standing by.
Unit 40 with one additional comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Larry. Bring it on.
Yes, Julie, thanks for letting me back in. Just wanted to confirm that Disney World in Orlando has announced they will be closing the park as of close on Sunday. So
wow.
They're closing as of their normal close time on Sunday. Disneyland also in California has also announced that they will be closing. So thanks for letting me back. This is Unit 40, back to net control.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, Larry. Yeah, I knew about Disneyland, did not know about Disney World. So yeah, that is pretty profound to have those parks of that magnitude, as I said earlier, to take this stance and to close down. But if that's what needs to happen to quickly get past this whole thing, I'm all for it. So, but it'll be interesting for sure. We'll have to stay tuned. But anyway, thank you for that, Larry. And thank you for all of you members who have decided to check in tonight and hang out with us. We always love hearing from each and every one of you. Even if you can't stick around to make a comment, it's just nice knowing that you're out there and you're listening in. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the North Georgia Regional GMRS Net. We had a total of 24 check-ins. That's including myself. Net control will be returning the repeater back to normal use. Everyone that signed in should sign out. Thank you for allowing me to be your net control tonight. Good night, everyone. Atlanta 947, WQIR 51.
Atlanta 263, clear.
Atlanta 911, WRAS 515, clear and monitoring.